Hi there, Maria here. I'm gonna show you something different today. I'm in the process of making a diorama, and I'm making a fairy door. So it's not even put together yet, but I've been playing with it. So I wanted to show you like the idea. The box, same box here, you can buy at Michael's for, I think it's 99 cents. And of course, this is a nighttime view, and this will be more of a, forest scenario. So I used green and the black on the outside. So here I've used this polymer clay face that I make. They are actually for sale on Etsy, in my Etsy shop, Earth and Fairy. I will put a link below in the description. And I made this gnome I bought, but the mushrooms, not this one, but these are handmade. I use epoxy sculpt that's very strong, and here around the edges, just to get like a continuation of the scene. I used also epoxy sculpt that I painted. So I got some plastic flowers and some moss. But it's kind of, cute. And here I made paper bunting and put a twig from my backyard with some yarn around it to glue everything down. So it's the same idea. So I want to just give you the idea. And what I wanted to show you here is I have bought, I think it was a Michael's, a bag of mosses that I've had for quite a while. They last forever. And there's many moss pieces that I could put in this. And I have a lot of twigs from my backyard that has come down in the windstorms, and they're mostly oak, but you can use whatever. And you never know what you're gonna use when you pick stuff up, so it's always good to pick things up. So I want to show you just how I made the door. That's gonna be the biggest issue. Of course, it's not really, I didn't do a really good job at the top here. The bottom, there's going to be covered with some moss at the top and at the bottom, so we don't have to be super picky about it. So what I used was 6 popsicle sticks, and first I just put them together. There was 5 of them there, and what I did was, at the very beginning, I took just actually some jewelry pliers I had, or the cutters, and cut off the bottom round part like that. And then so I do that on all of them, as you can see on this one. And then I took some tape and I stick them down to something. So I have this paper that I put down on top of my dirty work table. So I've used a lid, whatever lid, and you can then use that as a as a pattern for how high and round you want to make the door. You don't have to make it round. You could do it in, like cascading down, or leave them the way they are. So, but these are just thoughts for inspiration. So use a pencil, and you have to push it down a bit so they don't move. And there you have the pattern. Then you can either use the same pliers, but I tell you what, I use my grungy pliers that I mean scissors that I use for my plaster strips, and you can actually cut those. So that's how you do that. And after that, I stuck the pieces down on a piece of cardboard. So just glue the pieces down and let it dry for a little bit, and you'll have something like this. That's not painted, but then you use something sharp. You can use like an X-Acto knife, or here I used an awl to scratch into the wood. They're not going anywhere because they are glued to the cardboard. So I just go like that all over. Then I used a dark paint, that was raw umber, to really push it into the grooves created by the awl, and let that dry a bit, and then make sure that there wasn't any wood sticking through, or a color of the wood, I mean. And then take whatever color door you want and just rub it gently over. You can use like a paper towel or something to rub it over, and you get a patina over the brown, and it makes the door look old. So that's what I wanted. You know, I don't know what you would like for style, but I mean, you can, I mean, your imagination is endless. Then I took a piece of cardboard as for the, and these were actually clay eyes shapes that I have in, like on hand, and I painted it brown and used it as a handle. And then I decided I'm going to have a heart here that I'm going to paint, maybe like a different, not red, but something a little more earthy. That's what I wanted. And then I liked this piece of wood from my backyard. It fit in here. I'm going to put that on the side, so I just glue it down. Might have to shave off some pieces a little bit to make it fit well. And then I wanted to put some different moss down. I don't really like this bright moss, but I would want to cover this here. And so they're different. This was more of a lichen type. I don't know where they come from, but you can, you know, get some off of the and glue it down wherever you think it would look good. But I have it was a purple moss, but I don't think that was gonna work. And then there's some really stringy type of moss, but this project is about 7 by 5 inches, so it's small. I don't want some huge big moss. And here's another type, like a, if you can pull it out, sheet moss. Wow, what a mess. But you can, of course, cut it, and you have the different kind. It looks very natural, and I love to put down some moss on here to make it like a truly foresty looking door. So you have to like play around a little bit with the moss. And then I wanted to put some more twigs. So I had one piece, I had picked out 2 pieces. Oh, of course I can't find them. but they were longer than the box. And I would put something like this. You can have, you know, a little branch sticking out. And the way I would put these together, I would tie them up with some twine that looks natural, or you know, you can use, well, the more natural it looks, the better. So you'd have to look around for the perfect accessory. And then I would put, I will show you how it looks when it's down. I just wanted to show you the basic layout here. And there's, you can put in so many different cute things. For instance, here's more of the mushrooms that I painted. That's made with epoxy sculpt, and you can cut off and stick it in the moss. Once you have attached the moss, you can stick stuff into it and glue it down, and it will stay there. You can see on this one, see all these mushrooms. They're not going anywhere. I use a lot of glue, and everything like these in the back are attached very strongly too. Actually, what I did here, I put down chunks of epoxy sculpt. You could use air dry clay. Make sure that it sticks to the box. Then you can stick greenery, mushrooms, little flower things into the clay, and then add also the moss, add everything, and then let it dry overnight. And it's not going to go anywhere. So those, I like to secure things. And that one has a bunting, but if this had a bunting, I would probably use some green fabric. I haven't thought that far yet. But, you know, you get the idea. So it's not very hard to make one. And if you can find some really interesting little add-ons, you can glue them down instead of mushrooms, for example. So anything earthy looks really good in this kind of assemblage. So I'm going to play around with it some more, and I will be back. So I glued everything down. Got the little door with a heart and a handle. And then I put these are tied together with some twine, and I put drops of glue. I don't know if that will dry clear, but I'm testing which is the best. I put super glue on this and white glue on that, so we'll see. And then I used E6000, which is a really strong jewelry glue, to put these branches onto the box. Takes a while to dry. And then I used white glue and put down some moss here and at the top. I like this little gray lichen, so kind of goes with that branch. And then I had a little mushroom here that I put in the moss. And then I'll put a hanger on the back. There's really nothing to it. So I hope you got something out of this video, and maybe you can make your own. Thank you for watching.